Welcome to Geek Fandom Media. I'm your host, Chris, and you guys, we got some Spider-Man Brand New Day reports coming from the Nexus Point, and I can't wait to jump into it. Apparently, Mark Ruffalo is going to be joining the cast of Spider-Man Brand New Day. But not only that, you guys, it's not going to be some kind of cameo appearance. He's going to have a substantial role in the film. I'm like, okay, is it going to be Bruce Banner? Is it going to be Professor Hulk? Or is it going to be Savage Hulk? Because if I'm being honest with you guys, I'm over Professor Hulk. Everybody's over Professor Hulk. We want Savage Hulk to return, especially in time to take out my man Doom, Dr. Doom. So I'm really hoping we get back to the Savage Hulk character that we all miss so much. Now, with that being said, I still think it's kind of cool. So even if, Mark Ruffalo does appear in this film, and he's like teaching at the university Peter's going to college to, and he's full blown, professor mode, and they're having engaging conversations, and they're trying to analyze, interpret whatever kind of symbiote element this is. That would be quite fascinating to me. That would be kind of like the whole Dr. Kirk Connors and Peter Parker element of Spider-Man 3, which I wouldn't mind at all. But with that being said, you guys, there's one thing we have to talk about. These characters have never been introduced to each other in the MCU. We've never seen them interact in the MCU. So this would be a brand new thing. Quite refreshing to me. It's kind of crazy to me that Hulk and Spider-Man have never had screen time together. Wild to me. And I don't count them being on the battlefield fighting at the end of Avengers Endgame. I don't count that. So the fact that we get to see these two characters interact for the first time is hella exciting to me. It's still beyond me, you guys, that we haven't seen certain characters ever interact, like having T'Challa interact with Tony Stark. That shit bums me out so much. There's so many missed opportunities for, so many great conversations to be had, or, great interactions to be had with, MCU characters. It just baffles me that we haven't had that yet. But Spider-Man Brand New Day, Hulk set to appear, Professor Hulk, Bruce Banner, who knows? I'm down for Savage Hulk to return. There's also this report, not coming from the Nexus Point, stating that Hulk could be the main villain of the film, and he could be back to Savage Hulk. Now, I'm like, that's quite interesting. Now, do you guys remember that whole story about a year ago, how, Hulk and the Punisher were set to appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day? Well, I'm thinking that report could be possibly true, you guys. And I wouldn't mind having the Punisher and the Hulk in a Spider-Man Brand New Day, because realistically, how in the hell do you elevate Spider-Man 4? You just had the biggest Spider-Man film of all time with No Way Home with Tobey and Andrew. How do you go even bigger? That's the thing. How do you make your sequel even better? I'm happy they got DDC. DDC is Destin Daniel Cretton. That's what they'll be calling him during the duration of this this video. How do you elevate him? And I love the fighting choreography in Shang-Chi. So we already know that we're going to get some highly elevated fighting choreography for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I can't wait to see it. We're going to get that Winter Soldier, the elevation, because the big difference between the first Avenger and Winter Soldier, I love that Cap was more experienced and he was whipping much ass. So I'm hoping that we get some hella fighting, cool action sequences in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Way better web swinging sequences throughout New York City. I just want to see it all. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man 2 was literally the blueprint to how you do web swinging in a live action film, you guys. So I have no doubt in my mind that DDC is going to deliver. It's going to be quite fascinating to me. But let's see what happens with this whole Professor Hulk thing, this whole Bruce Banner appearance in, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Could he be teaching at the university, that Peter's going to? It's a possibility. Is he full-blown, professor? He's teaching his class, and, Peter comes to him because he's having these problems, or he has this new element he wants to discuss, and it's the symbiote. It's all these elements that could play into the plot of Spider-Man Brand New Day. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner Hulk appearing in Spider-Man 4. Now, moving on, you guys. So Michael Mando is in talks to return for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Well, I'm like, this makes all the sense in the world. Remember that report last week stating that there were going to be 3 Spider-Man villains in this film? Scorpion, Boomerang, and Tombstone. You got to get, Marvin Jones III for Tombstone. He's albino. He looks like he can play the part. I would love to see a more street level Spider-Man Brand New Day film. Now that Doomsday's been pushed back 7 months, now do they kind of, sit back and do a more street level film? That's a possibility. And a lot of fans like myself want to see a grounded Spider-Man story. As cool as the multiverse stuff is, it can get tiresome. I want Spider-Man to get back to the basics, especially because of where he is mentally in the MCU with everything that has had happened to him, in Spider-Man No Way Home. He's a broken individual right now. He's broken. He's alone. And that can really affect a person mentally in all kinds of levels. So hopefully it's a much more grounded film. But, if Michael Mando's back to return as Scorpion, I am absolutely down. We got to see him in Spider-Man No Way Home. It was a small little tease. He had the Scorpion on his neck. He was with the Vulture. Hopefully Michael Keaton, he's out of that Morbius universe and he comes back to this, the main MCU timeline. Boy, oh boy, I don't know what the hell Sony was thinking. Just beyond me. But if they have those three villains, set for Spider-Man, Brand New Day, fine with me, street level stuff, I am absolutely with it. Now, you guys, filming for Spider-Man Brand New Day is set to begin late July in London and expected to wrap up by the fall. Still has this release date of July 31st of 2026. Nothing's been moved, so it could possibly still land for that summer release date, you guys. But that's it for the news for Spider-Man Brand New Day. Moving on to Avengers Doomsday. So apparently Bruce Banner Hulk will return for Avengers Doomsday. He didn't get his own chair. We all knew that. Apparently there's going to be another announcement for a brand new set of chairs of actors for, Avengers Doomsday. Just absolutely wild to me. And apparently he's going to be on the team, Sam Wilson's new Avengers, along with Captain Marvel, Wong, Shang-Chi, and Falcon. That is a very powerful team. And apparently they're going to be, trying to recruit She-Hulk for the Avengers. Completely fine with it. It kind of ties into the post-credit scene for Shang-Chi. We got to see Wong and Captain Marvel and, Bruce all together. So this kind of does make sense, for this particular team for Sam's new Avengers. But pretty excited about that. And to end the video off, you guys, Atuma and Namora will both be returning for Avengers Doomsday. Of course, Namor is in the film. We get to go back to the world of Talokan and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Can't wait to see that, you guys. I am super stoked to see the world of Talokan again. I'm super stoked to see Namora. I still think to this day, one of the best fight sequences in the MCU is when Okoye was fighting, Atuma on that bridge. Absolutely badass. Love those characters. Great, great supporting characters for, Namora. I'm really excited to see those returning characters. And especially with Namor, he has, ties in and, relationships with Doctor Doom in the comic book. So it only makes sense, you guys. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, set to appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day. In what role would you like to see him service the plot of the story for Spider-Man Brand New Day? Would you like to see him as a side character, kind of as a professor, helping Peter out, or a villain of the film? Full-blown Savage Hulk. Thoughts and opinions, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And of course, thank you guys for taking time out of your day for watching Geek Fandom Media. Peace.